Hello everyone! This is the final part of my Batman Minecraft pixel art tutorial. So, we're going to start off by heading up here, back to where we had the 2 blocks going diagonal with the 2 blocks going up on the right, and the 1 block diagonal. It's just above Batman's left eye, just going up and a bit to the left. So find this area, and we're going to start from this 1 block diagonal. So starting from that block there, you're going to place 9 blocks going up on the right side. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it should be making contact with these 5 blocks here, going down. So let's go down here and get rid of that. Now let's go back up. And starting from the top block of the 9 blocks going up, starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the right side. So that's 1, 2. So it should look like this. Now you're going to place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get rid of those placement blocks. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Now place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now place 5 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place 6 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now place 2 sets of 2s going across on the lower level to the right. 2 sets of 2s. That's 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. Now place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. Now place 2 blocks going down on the right side. 1, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. And now place 2 blocks going down on the right side. 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going down on the right side. 1, 2, 3. And now place 2 blocks going down on the right side. 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going down on the right side. 1, 2, 3. And now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. And that's 1. So it should look like this. Now, starting from the 3 blocks going down here, down to the right, that's making contact with this 1 block diagonal. So starting from these 3 blocks, starting from the middle block, starting from that block, starting on the left side of it, so starting from there, So starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. Get rid of the placement blocks, and it should look exactly like this so far. Go ahead and pause the video now if you need to, just to compare. Now I also want to show you a cool magic trick that I know. It's called Make the Rain Go Away. So as you can see, I made the rain go away. And I'm not even on the PC version. This is the Xbox version. Xbox all day, baby. So, starting from the 3 blocks going diagonal that you placed, going up to the left, starting from that block, you're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 3 blocks across, so that's 1, 2, 3. And now place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks. That's 1, 2. Now, starting on top of the left block of the 2 blocks going across, so starting on top of this block here, you're going to place 6 blocks going up on top of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like this. Now, place 3 blocks going up on the left side. 1, 2, 3. Now place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of the placement blocks, and it should be making contact with these 2 blocks going across. So it looks like this. Now you're going to switch to the gray wool. So switching to the gray wool for just a quick minute, we're going to move back down here, and we're going to start on top of this block, the right block of the 2 blocks going across. So starting on top of that black wool there, you're going to place 6 blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now place 3 blocks going up on the left side. 1, 2, 3. And now place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should look like this. Now let's switch back to the black wool. And with the black wool, we're going to move back down here to the 2 blocks going across. So moving back to these 2. Starting from the left block, so starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2. So it looks like this. Now, place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks. So that's 1, 2. Now, place 7 blocks going diagonal down to the left. 7 blocks diagonal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's get rid of the placement blocks. And go back down. And now place 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 2 blocks. 1, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal up to the left. That's 1. And now place 4 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the left. 4 sets of 2s across upper level left. That's 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. That's 4 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the left. Now let's get rid of those. And now place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. And now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 2 blocks. So that's 1 and 2. And it should be making contact with the second block of the 9 blocks going up. So it should look like this. So now let's get rid of the placement block. I'll fly back a bit so you can see that it should look like this. And now you're going to switch to the gray wool. Now with the gray wool, we're going to move directly underneath where we just left off with those 2 blocks. You're going to move directly underneath, and you should come across the top part of Batman's left eye. And this is where I want you to be. We're going to start from the top part, and we're going to move all the way over here, closer to the right. And I want you to find these 4 blocks going across. They're linked to these 3 blocks. And underneath it, you'll find 2 blocks going diagonal. So find these 4 black wools going across. This is where we're going to start. And we're going to start next to this black wool and on top of this block of the 4 blocks. So place 1 gray wool there. So it should look like this. Okay, now from this 1 block, you'll place 3 blocks going across. It's actually going to be 2 sets of 3. So it's 2 sets of 3s going across upper level to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. It's nothing too complicating. All we're doing is just hugging the outline of Batman's eye. The upper part anyways. Now place 7 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nothing too complicating at all, as you can see. Now place 2 blocks going across upper level to the left. 1, 2. Now, starting on top of this black wool right here, that's making contact with these 2 blocks going across. So starting on top of this black wool, so starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right with the not the black wool, with the gray wool. So that's 1, 2, oops, and 3. Get rid of those, and it should look exactly like this. So now let's move over to the right side. Let's move over to Batman's right eye. And we're going to start from these 2 black wools here, as you can see. These 2 black wools that are making contact with this 1 block and this 1 block. I'll fly back a bit. I'll put a gray wool in front of it so you can see where we're going to start. Okay, I want you to be at those 2 black wools going across. And we're going to start on top of the right block of the 2. So starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now place 2 sets of 2s going across upper level to the right. 2 sets of 2. So that's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Now you're going to place 2 sets of 3s going across upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. So it should look like this. Nothing too hard, nothing too complicating to follow or whatsoever. Alright, so now that we placed these 3 blocks here, starting from that block, I want you to place 2 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2. So it should look like this. Now, starting from the top block of the 2 blocks going up, so starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. That's 1 and 2. Get rid of the placement blocks, and it should look like this. So now, what you're going to do next is put away the gray wool and the black wool for now, and switch to the oakwood planks. Now, with the oakwood planks, we're going to move down here towards his face, and I want you to find the 9 blocks going across. That's making contact with the 2 blocks going across and the 1 block going diagonal. Don't get it confused with these blocks up here. This is the 10 blocks going across, the 3 blocks going across, and the 1 block diagonal. We're going to start underneath it, right here, where it's the 9 blocks, the 2 blocks, and the 1 block. Now, let's start first underneath the 2 blocks going across, and starting underneath it, you're going to place 2 blocks going across with the oakwood planks. So that's 1, 2. So it looks like that. Now, starting underneath the left block of the 9 blocks going across, so starting from there, place 7 blocks going across to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like this. Now, you're going to move to the top right corner of this single area here of his face. So we're going to move all the way up here, up to these 3 blocks going across, and these 5 blocks going down. Now, while we're up here, I want you to switch to the gray wool for another quick minute. And starting on top of the middle block of these 3 blocks going across, so starting from there, you're going to place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I get rid of those, and it should look like this. Now, you're going to actually switch back to the black wool, because there's still more black wool left. Now, starting from that block, you're going to place 5 blocks going up on the right side. 5 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place 1 block going diagonal up to the left. And that's 1. And it should look exactly like this. Now let's go back down to these 3 blocks going across and these 5 blocks going down that's making contact with it. What you're going to do is switch to the placement block, and starting from the bottom block of these 5 blocks here, starting on the right side of it, so starting from there, you're going to place 3 placement blocks going across to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now switch to the black wool, and starting on top of the right placement block, so starting from there, place 2 blocks going up. 1, 2. So it looks like this. Now go ahead and get rid of the placement block. And I think that does it for the black wool outline, unless I'm missing something up there, which I'm going to be using the gray wool up there in just a moment. But first we're going to focus on his face. So let's switch to the oak wood planks again, and once again come back over here to the 3 blocks going across and these 5 blocks going down, and we're going to start underneath the right block of these 3 blocks. So starting from there, starting underneath that block, you're going to place 14 blocks going down with oak wood planks. 14. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now place 2 sets of 2s going down on the left side. 2 sets of 2s going down on the left. That's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Get rid of those, and it should look like this. Now place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. 1, 2. Now place 2 sets of 2s going down on the left side. 2 sets of 2s. So that's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the left. And that's 1. Now, starting from this black wool that's making contact with this 1 oak wood plank, so starting from that black wool there, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2. So it should look like this. Now you're going to place 7 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 7 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now place 8 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 8 blocks should be making contact with these 3 black wools going up. So let's fly over and get rid of that placement block. And I should also mention, it's a little bit too late to mention this, but I'll mention it anyways, that this will be the longest part of the tutorial. It might not be a long video because I'm going to be doing a lot of time-lapsing, only the filling in part, but before I fill it in and do the time-lapse, I will instruct you on where you need to fill it in, so don't worry. But yes, this will take you the longest to finish, at least when it comes to this part, because you will have to stop the video, like pause the video when I'm doing the time-lapses, so just a heads up, it's going to take you longer since this is the final part. If you don't know what I mean, you'll understand soon enough. So starting from the middle block of the 3 black walls going up, so starting from that block, the middle block, starting on the left side, so starting from that block there, you're going to place 10 blocks going diagonal up to the left, 10 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 blocks. So let's go ahead and get rid of the placement blocks. And again, we did start from the middle block of the 10, not the 10, but the middle block of the 3 blocks going up. And then we placed 10 blocks going diagonal, and it should look exactly like this so far. So, starting from the top block of the 10 blocks diagonal, so starting from that block, you're going to place 10 blocks going up on the left side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 blocks going up on the left. And whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of that. Let's fly up. And as you can see, the top block should be making contact with the 1 block here that's part of the 2 blocks diagonal. So it should look exactly like this so far. So now you're going to switch to the black wall. And with the black wall, we're going to move over here down to the bottom right part of Batman's chin. So move down here to this area. In fact, find this bedrock. This is where I want you to be at this bedrock. And on the right side of it, you're going to fill in this single space. It is 1 space. At first glance, it might not look like it, but just this single space staying within the black wool outline. I'm going to do this in real time. I'm not going to time-lapse it, just so you can see what we're filling in. So go ahead and fill in this single space here with black wool. So it looks like this. Now we're going to move up, and you're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces here with black wool. So do that now. So it looks like this. Now you're going to switch back to the oakwood planks, and with the oakwood planks, what you're going to do is fill in all the empty spaces that are in between the black wool and the oakwood planks. So in other words, this is going to be the outline. This is the black wool outline that you do not cross over whatsoever. See this? This is the black wool outline. You do not cross it. And same thing goes for the oakwood planks. You are not going to cross it. In other words, you're not going to put any block on top of the oakwood planks. This is the outline. So these small areas here, this is the empty spaces that you're going to be filling in with the oakwood planks. I will time-lapse this, but I am showing you where exactly the empty spaces are. It's not too complicating or difficult to find. So go ahead and fill in those empty spaces there with the oakwood planks. Do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look exactly like this. Now we're going to move down here, down into this section, and you're going to put away the oakwood planks because we are completely done with the oakwood planks. That was only for Batman's skin. And we're going to switch to the bedrock. Now, with the bedrock, I'm going to instruct you on a few parts at a time, just so you don't get too confused or complicated. You're going to fill in, let's see, these 3 parts, these 3 large parts. First, I'll show you. This single large part here, as you can see, it does go up and then comes back down. You're going to stay within the black wool outline, so just remain in this area. This large part right here gets filled in with bedrock, along with these 2 empty spaces here. This space and this space gets filled in with bedrock, so go ahead and fill in those 3 empty spaces there, staying within the black wool outline. Do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now, if you ever get confused on a certain part where I tell you to fill in, then your best bet is to wait until after the time lapse is over and pause the video when I tell you it should look like this. Now, as you just experienced, this doesn't take me 2 seconds. I just time-lapse the video for it to only take 2 seconds, which is why I told you earlier in this video that it's going to take you a lot longer than in previous parts, because the whole filling in is just a process in itself. It just takes a lot of time. So yes, this video, just because this video isn't an hour and a half long, doesn't mean it's going to take you less than that. So it's going to take you a long time. So now that we've got that out of the way, I do want to switch back to the gray wool and place the final outline for a piece, and that's going straight up. We have to go all the way back up to Batman's outline up here of his head, and I want you to find this area here where it's just kind of like this zigzag empty space here, along with this 2 blocks going down, and then there's 1 block on each side of this empty space. So this is where we are at, all the way at the top left bottom part of his kind of bat ear here. So what you're going to do with the gray wool is going to fill in this space and this empty space with gray wool. So do that now. So when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Next, you're going to start on top of this black wool. So starting on top of that black wool, so starting from there, you're going to place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. And all this really involves is just hugging the outline of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like that. And now place 3 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. So that's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. And now we can go ahead and switch back to the bedrock and head all the way back down to Batman's chest. And we're going to start working on the right side of his armor slash chest slash costume slash suit. Okay, now you're going to fill in 3 spots. It's actually going to be 4 now. Over there was 3, this side is 4. You're going to fill in 4 empty spots with the bedrock. You're going to fill in this large empty space here, along with this space, and this space. Now don't get confused, because there is a small opening gap, which means you're going to follow that path and also fill in this area. So that's a total of 4 areas. You're going to fill in this, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and this large space here, going all the way over there too, that's 4. So go ahead and do that now. Fill it in with bedrock. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the gray wool, and with the gray wool, we're going to move over here to the right, and you're going to fill in 3 large empty spaces. First, you're going to fill in this single area here with gray wool, and then you're going to continue moving to the right, and you're going to fill in this single area here with gray wool, staying within the outline, of course. And then you're going to fill in this single area here with gray wool. So fill in this space, and this space with gray wool. Do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now you're going to fill in 1 single large area with gray wool, and I need you to pay close attention to this one, because this does look a little weird. You're going to fill in 1 single area. You're going to fill in this space, and as you can see, it continues to go. Don't forget, it goes into this. You're going to stop when you reach a dead end. So you're going to follow this path, because this is a single large area. As you can see, the path splits into 2, but it's still 1 single large area. You're going to stay within the black wool outline, so you're going to continue moving to the left, going down here, continuing going to the left. You're going to continue going. As you can see, this is 1 single large area. It's a little weird one. And then you reach a dead end. You reach this 1 block, 1 black wool, and that's your dead end. So as you can see, this is 1 single large area that just goes all the way across, and you're going to stay within the black wool outline. You do not cross over a black wool outline. But as you can see, it does go in here too, and down there as well. It goes in to the left, but then it does come back out. So go ahead and fill in this single large area with gray wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look exactly like this. Now you're going to switch to the black wool, and with the black wool, you're going to fill in this single large area here with black wool. So go ahead and do that now. Fill in this space with black wool. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the gray wool, and with the gray wool, we're going to move back to this single large weird outline that we had here that we had to fill in with the gray wool. As you can see, this one that took forever going all the way to the left. We're going to follow this path, and let's go to that dead end right here. That was the one black wool. And what you're going to do with the gray wool is fill in these empty spaces here with gray wool. Now, don't get it confused with this empty space or that empty space or these empty spaces down here. No, you're just going to follow this path. Continuing the path of the gray wool here, you're just going to follow these empty spaces that are in between the black wool. I'm not going to time-lapse that, just so you can see that you're going to fill in these spaces here. Go ahead and pause the video now if you need to, just to compare. So it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the black wool, and with the black wool, you're going to fill in that empty space there with black wool. So do that now. So it looks like this. Next, you're going to move up here, going up, not too far from where you just left off, so just going straight up. And I want you to find this empty space here. It might be a little too hard to find. Hopefully it's not. It's just right here, right next to this larger space here. And on the right side of these empty spaces going up. So it's this weird space right here, this Tetris-looking space. You're just going to fill this in with black wool, so do that now. So fill that in. And once you've done that, it should look exactly like this. Now, I do recommend pausing the video just in case you might have accidentally filled in the wrong space. So just make sure you filled in that space right there with black wool. So next, you're going to come back over here, still remaining with the black wool. You're going to move to this empty space here. It's right on top of the whole weird gray kind of outline that we had to fill in rather, with the weird gray wool just a very large one going all the way over there. It's a long path. So it's right on top of that gray wool. So fill in this empty space here with black wool. Do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Next, you're going to switch to the gray wool, and we're going to fill in another single large area that's kind of long when it comes to this path. You're going to fill in this single large area that's directly on top of the black wool area that you just filled in. So fill in this single area here with gray wool, staying within the black wool outline. And once you've done that, you're also going to fill in this single large area here with gray wool. They're making contact. They're right next to each other. So fill in this long path, this long empty path with gray wool, and you're going to fill in this empty space here with gray wool, staying within the black wool outline. So go ahead and do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the bedrock, and we're going to move up here to these empty spaces that is close to the gray wool space that you filled in. You filled in this space with gray wool. We're going to move up here, and you're going to fill in 4 empty spaces with bedrock, only 4. So you're going to fill in this single space with bedrock, that's 1. You're going to fill in this space with bedrock, that's 2. You're going to fill in this empty space with bedrock, that's 3. And you're going to fill in this empty space with bedrock, that's 4. And we're going to add one more to that, actually. You're going to fill in 5. You're going to fill in this empty space here with bedrock, so that's 5. So I'll recap. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. 5 empty spaces with bedrock. Now, do not get it confused with this large space. So this large space goes all the way up It's connected to all the way up. So we're not going to fill in that space. Ignore that for now. So just fill in those 5 spaces here with bedrock. Do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move up with the bedrock. Let's move all the way back up here to where we had the 4 gray wools going diagonal up to the right that started on top of the middle block of these 3 blocks going across. And we also had 14 oak wood planks going down. So I want you to be at this area here. Now with the bedrock, you're going to fill in this empty space here between the black wool and the gray wool. Fill that in with bedrock. So it looks like this. So now that we've done that, what you're going to do next is go all the way down and to the left, because we're going to move to the left side this time. So we're going to move over here to where we have these bedrocks going diagonal down to the right over here on the left side. And I want you to find this area here. You're going to fill in this space here with bedrock. Do not get it confused with the space that's up here that goes all the way up there. That's just a single large area. What you're going to do with the bedrock is fill in this space here first with bedrock. So go ahead and do that now. I'll even do it in real time because it's not that much to fill in compared to the other ones that we had to fill in. So I'll fly back a bit so you can see that it should look exactly like this so far. Now you're going to switch to the gray wool, and we're going to move over here to the left to this empty space that's right next to the bedrock area that we just filled in. And what you're going to do is fill in 4 empty spaces with gray wool. You're going to fill in this empty space, this empty space, this empty space here, and this empty space. So just fill in those 4 empty spaces with gray wool. Do that now. And once you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move towards the center of Batman's chest, this area. And I want you to find these bedrocks going diagonal down to the right. It's close to the center. It's right underneath Batman's chin here. So following this path of bedrocks going diagonal down to the right, I want you to come across these 3 black wools going diagonal that is close to these bedrocks going diagonal. So find these 3 black wools going diagonal. This is where I want you to be. Now starting below it, you can see that there's empty spaces. Now with the gray wool, you're going to follow this path of empty spaces all the way up to these linked blocks. You're not going to pass this area. So I'll do this with you in real time. So just fill in these spaces. Just fill in only the spaces that I fill in. So we're just going to follow this path here. And that's all we're going to fill in with the gray wool for now. So go ahead and pause the video now so you can use this paused screen here as a reference on which spaces you need to fill in with the gray wool. Okay, so it should look like this. Now, we're going to move down here to where we had the 3 blocks diagonal, and this time we're going to fill in 2 empty spaces with gray wool. We're going to fill in that empty space and that empty space with gray wool. So do that now. So it looks like this. Now, what you're going to do next is fill in 2 large empty spaces with gray wool. Now, they might not seem like 2 large empty spaces, but they are. It's, again, the whole weird long path thing. So this is a single area here. This is just one single large area here that goes all the way down and fills it in with the gray wool. And in fact, just to make it easier, honestly, this entire section here gets filled in with gray. All these empty spaces here gets filled in with gray wool. The only spot that you're not going to cross is this black wool outline up here. You are not going to cross this black wool outline. As you can see, the gray wool stops underneath the black wool. So this is going to be your black wool outline. You do not go on top of it. But everything below this black wool outline gets filled in. In other words, all of these empty spaces. And if you're still too confused, just wait until after the time lapse, and you can use that as a paused frame so you can go ahead and compare. So go ahead and fill in all of these empty spaces here with the gray wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look exactly like this. Now you're going to switch to the bedrock, and we're going to move up here to this area where I told you to avoid. And we're going to fill in this single large area. It's actually just a long path that goes all the way up here. That goes all the way up here to the almost very top of the point, but it stops here. The path stops underneath these 5 black holes. In other words, you're not going to fill in this space or this space. You're just going to fill in this single large path that goes all the way up there with bedrock. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. So now you're going to switch to the black wool, and with the black wool, you're going to fill in all of this area here, all the empty spaces. Now, the only space you're not going to fill in is obviously the face, and that empty space that goes all the way up. But everything below it, all of this empty space gets filled in, including that part that's going diagonal. So just stay below the face outline, that is this. So you're going to fill in those empty spaces that go diagonal right there, those small spaces. Everything down here, all the empty spaces get filled in with black wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move up towards Batman's face. We're actually going to move to the mask where the eyes are, specifically the left eye. So moving over here to this left eye, what you're going to do with the black wool is fill in 2 areas. First, you're going to fill in this empty space here, staying within the black wool outline. So you're going to fill in this, and the second area you're going to fill in is this one right here. You're going to fill in this space here with black wool with this space. So go ahead and fill in those 2 spaces. It's this space and this space. So fill those in now with black wool. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move up to the left, and you're going to fill in 2 spaces with black wool. You're going to fill in this large empty space here with black wool, staying within the black wool outline, and you're also going to fill in this small space here with black wool. So go ahead and fill in this space with black wool, along with that small space with black wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now we're going to move up and to the right, back to where we had these blocks going up next to each other, these black wools and these gray wools going up to the left. So go to this area, and what you're going to do is fill in 4 empty spaces with black wool. I'll do this in real time. There's not going to be a time lapse. So first, you're going to fill in that empty space right there with black wool. Let's do that now. Fill that in. Next, you're going to fill in this single area here with black wool. So do that now, staying within the black wool outline. So let's do this together in real time. Next, you're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces with black wool. So do that now. So it should look exactly like this so far. Now you're going to move up to the right ear of Batman's kind of face, bat little pointing thing, and you're going to fill in 2 spaces with black wool. You're going to fill in this space with black wool, and you're going to fill in this single space with black wool. So do that now. I'll do that in real time as well, so you can see where we're filling it in. Okay. And when you're done filling it in, it should look exactly like this. Now, as you can see, when I told you somewhat towards the middle, maybe the beginning of this video, I told you that this was going to be a very long video. It's going to take you a long time because the filling in part is such a long process. So, the next thing you're going to do is switch to the gray wool, and you're going to fill in 2 empty spaces with gray wool. That's actually going to be 3 now that I'm counting it. 3 empty spaces. So you're going to fill in this empty space here, this space that's in between Batman's eyes. You're going to fill in this empty space with gray wool, and you're also going to fill in this empty space with gray wool. And you're going to fill in this large empty space here with gray wool, staying within the gray wool outline. So I'll go over it again. Fill in that empty space with gray wool, that empty space with gray wool, and this large empty space with gray wool. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look exactly like this. Now you're going to switch to the bedrock, and with the bedrock, we're going to move down here to the right, where it goes all the way up here. So starting from down here, you're going to fill in this single large area, and this is a single large area. It goes all the way over there. It even comes down here, and it even goes all the way up there and looping back around. That's just one single large area. It's just part of the entire pixel art, part of almost the entire thing, because there's also about 2 empty spaces that are separate. You're also going to fill in those small spaces up there with bedrock, and you are not going to fill in this area because this area is not connected at all to this single large area. So you leave this area alone. All you're going to do is fill in this single large area going all the way up. The remaining parts of Batman's mask going all the way up, you'll fill that in with bedrock. So do that now. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now comes for the final part. We're not going to need the black wool, the gray wool, or the bedrock. We're just going to need the sand block. So all you're going to do now is fill the remaining empty spaces of Batman's face with sand. And be sure to stay tuned in after this mini time-lapse for a special message for all of those who have actually followed this since part 1, since it was first released. So let's go ahead and fill this in with sand. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Well, there you have it, a Minecraft pixel art tutorial on how to make my Batman pixel art. And I want to thank you all for those of you who started following it part 1 since the day I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your dedication, always coming back and checking when the next part was going to be released. It really means a lot to me. And what I want to see is you guys taking pictures of it. I want to see how many of you have actually completed it. Go ahead and tweet me your pictures or send me a message over Instagram or tag me on the pictures on Instagram. And make sure to tag me in a Facebook picture if you decide to upload it to Facebook. I actually want to see how many of you have completed my Batman pixel art because this has been a long journey. As you can see, this final part was actually a lot longer than the video's time because of the whole time lapse and the filling in part. It was definitely a long journey, and I was glad that you were here with me completing my Batman pixel art. So there you have it. Be sure to stay tuned in for more Minecraft videos.